Do you work from a home office? Have you thought about how much time you spend there? Spoiler alert, it's probably more time than you'd like to admit, right? If you were to really quickly assess your home office, what would you see? Furniture made of medium density fiberboard and particle board, settled dust on cluttered surfaces, wireless electronics in every corner. All of these things are red flags in anybody's healthy home office space. But how do you create a healthier office space? Where on earth do you even start? This week I'm sharing with you things you can do now and plan ahead for in your home office to make it a healthier space that will support your body, your mind, and wellness as you spend your days inside this room. Welcome back. I'm Amanda. I am a building biology practitioner, a certified home inspector, a healthy home expert, and the owner and creator of Healthy House on the Block, where we work with families to create spaces that eliminate toxins and are healthy, that support their health and their wellness as they live inside their space. This week we are talking about the home office space. I'm going to give you the ultimate guide to creating a truly healthy and non-toxic home office. In this day and age, we're actually spending about 80 to 90% of our time in our home. And if you work from home even part of the week, you know that you're spending so much time in your home office. And it's a really good idea to assess and make sure that it's a healthy space inside your home. Your workspace directly impacts your body's ability to heal and detoxify and function optimally. Toxic materials in paints, in furniture, storage containers, and office supplies continuously release harmful chemicals that can burden your respiratory system, disrupt hormonal balance, and potentially contribute to long-term health issues. So by creating a toxin-free home office, you're not just designing a workspace, you're actually crafting an environment that supports your body's natural healing process and protects you from unnecessary chemical exposure. So long-term exposure to VOCs can impair cognitive function and decrease cognitive performance like memory and decision making. Prolonged exposure to VOCs has also been linked to damage to the central nervous system, the liver, and kidneys. Formaldehyde exposure in building materials and furnishings is a known carcinogen and has been linked to leukemia. There's also a study that found a link between formaldehyde exposure and an increased risk of brain cancer, Alzheimer's disease, and Parkinson's disease. Long-term exposure to formaldehyde can impact the central nervous system, including headaches, depression, mood changes, and even insomnia. A study done on components of house dust confirmed that 100% of house dust samples contained PFAS substances, which has been linked to delayed brain development in children, thyroid cancers, and liver and kidney damage. House dust can also contain pesticides, plasticizers, flame retardants, and phthalates. These toxins are hormone disruptors and negatively impact the natural work of the endocrine system. When the finely tuned endocrine system begins to function improperly, it can cause issues with the thyroid, the reproductive system, and can have an increased risk for cancer. With an office being the electrical hub of your home, it's so important to understand the different health impacts to even the low-level exposure you might experience of EMFs and RFs. EMFs have been linked to an increased risk of childhood leukemia as well as an increased risk of Alzheimer's disease. The National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences has also stated that EMFs are possibly carcinogenic to humans and can increase the risk of brain tumors. RFs from Wi-Fi and cell phones can have a negative impact on children's brain development in sleep disturbances, fatigue, and headaches. While you start to assess your home office, it's important to have a plan and a method to your assessment to make sure that you are checking every single box when it comes to health of your home. First, assess for VOCs and formaldehyde. So you might consider testing your space to find the true levels if you're concerned about this. A mailed out test can quickly uncover problems or give you peace of mind. This will also help you decide if you need new furniture or if your current furniture is safe enough for your space. We also want to minimize your items. Decide right off the bat items you can rid from your office and items you can live without. A minimalist home and space can truly be a space that has fewer toxins, just because of the fewer number of items and less dust inside the space. You'll also want to decide on your swaps. Begin to look at all your furniture, your textiles, and items in your space. Is there anything you plan to replace? If so, start making a list in order of importance, and from there start researching items to find a low toxin alternative, or you can use the list I have in this week's blog post on my website. Finally, remember that your office might work better for your home and your family if it is more low toxin than toxin free. A low toxin space is a space that some items may not be the absolute healthiest, but they still have a reduced number of toxins. Often these fit in your budget better and can be more available for your home. Hey, I wanted to share something with you really quick. One of the biggest complaints I hear all the time is that it's really challenging to know where to start when it comes to reducing toxins in your space. You want to start with what is going to have the most impact on your health and wellness, but where is that? The second complaint I hear is that there's just so much information out there, and so much of this information is actually opinion-based and not even supported by facts. This is exactly why I created my free ebook, and I would love for you to get your hands on a copy. You can just head to this link, Healthy House on the Block /ebook, to download your own copy. It is step by step the order of things that you need to do to get your house started, to start getting toxins out of your space, because nobody wants to live in a space where your body feels burdened, fatigued, and sick. No, we want to support it with our home, and this is exactly how you do it. So a big component of a home office is often the furniture. Let's take a look at what you should be on the hunt for when you're looking for home office furniture that is as toxin-free as possible. Most people don't realize that traditional office furniture can be a significant source of indoor air pollution, releasing VOCs from adhesives, finishes, and synthetic materials. So look for furniture made from solid wood with natural water-based or low VOC finishes. We want to avoid pressed wood products like particle board or MDF, which often contain formaldehyde-based resins that continuously off-gas toxic chemicals. When possible, choose furniture from manufacturers who prioritize non-toxic materials and prioritize transparent manufacturing processes. Consider furniture with certifications like Green Guard Gold, which ensures low chemical emissions, or pieces crafted from sustainably sourced, untreated wood. Natural materials like bamboo, solid maple, and reclaimed wood not only reduce toxin exposure, but also create a more environmentally conscious workspace. Remember that even small changes in your furniture choices can significantly improve the overall health of your home office environment. Often the office has so many electrical components and wireless options. So let's talk about how to safely use your electronics and make sure that it's being done in a really healthy way to avoid negative impact to your health and wellness. The true key is to limit use and keep your distance from electronics. This rule will help you use technology in your non-toxic home office in a very practical and healthy way. So when it comes to the computer, this is the biggest EMF source in the office. It's still something we need and use on a regular basis, but there are ways you can make your computer a little healthier to match your health needs. First, hardwire your connections to your computer if possible. Wi-Fi networks produce EMFs in large amounts. If your computer is hardwired, the EMF will travel through the Ethernet cable instead of around your home and your room. We also want to avoid laptops on your lap. A desktop computer is going to be the safest bet, and if you can keep the computer wires away from your body and your feet while you work, this is also another way you can reduce EMF exposure. Finally, make sure that your computer is plugged into a surge protector to ensure that it's grounded and you're not exposing yourself to unnecessary EMFs. Wireless items like your speakers, mouse, and keyboard might be super convenient or leave your desktop looking pretty sleek without any wires, but the truth is that they're emitting high frequencies of EMFs and RFs into your space. And oftentimes we're in close proximity to these items, especially the mouse and keyboard, or if you use wireless headphones. Keeping them wired will reduce the amount of electromagnetic radiation that's produced. It's also important to avoid wireless headphones, and earbuds because these are in even closer proximity, especially near your head. Finally, your printer. This is a huge source of EMFs in the home, especially if you use a wireless or Bluetooth printer that so many of us have now. You don't have to get into a whole new printer to make your space healthier. Instead, just turn your printer off whenever you're not using it and keep it away from your desk if possible. It's an easy solution to keep your space healthy most of the time. So as you know, I like to pair all of my long-term planning with simple habits that you can change in your office space to create a healthier space while you work towards planning bigger items to change. Humidity can make or break your home office's air quality. When moisture levels climb above 45%, you're creating a perfect breeding ground for dust mites, mildew, and mold. You can also create an environment where VOCs love to off-gas at high levels. So use a humidity monitor or a hygrometer. You can get them for $10 off of Amazon and keep the levels between 35% and 40%. Simple strategies like proper ventilation, limiting indoor houseplants, and using a dehumidifier can drastically improve your workspace environment. So dust isn't just unsightly, it's actually a major indoor air quality concern. Dust particles trap toxins and create a breeding ground for things like mold. So regular cleaning with cloths and using an air purifier with a true HEPA filter and maintaining good ventilation can significantly reduce dust accumulation. Consider investing in a high-quality air purifier specifically designed for home offices to capture those really fine particles and improve overall air quality. Traditional paints are hidden toxin carriers, and standard hardware store paints release volatile organic compounds that can harm your respiratory system and pass through your skin. Opt for zero VOC paints that minimize toxin release. Emerging natural paint options provide both safety and style and give you more choices for creating a truly healthy workspace. Be sure to check out my toxin-free paint guide that I have linked in this week's blog post. Finally, how you store your office supplies really does matter. So we want to choose glass or stainless steel containers over plastic, especially for items like pens, markers, and office supplies. And keep chemicals and cleaning products in sealed containers, preferably in a separate closed cabinet. Consider natural storage solutions that won't off-gas toxins and help maintain a cleaner environment indoors, and keep all chemicals or printing cartridges in a container that you can close and seal off so that any VOCs or toxins won't off-gas into your space. Finally, we want your office to feel good too, especially if this is a place where you are spending a lot of your day. Here are some of my favorite tips to creating a wonderful climate and a truly inviting space. Natural light is so important. Looking at a screen for long periods of time is actually harmful to our brain and our eyes, so make sure your space has either a window or some pleasant lighting in it. And this will not only help you be more productive, but you'll feel good when you're working too. Harsh lights like blue tinted LEDs are usually really aggravating, so try to find a more natural incandescent light or a salt lamp to pair with the bright screen of your computer. Now, because even the organic home office will have a variety of toxins inside, it's important to bring in fresh air periodically throughout the day. If your office is because even the organic home office will have a variety of toxins inside, it's important to bring in fresh air periodically throughout the day. So if your office is a closed space where you have the door shut for a large portion of the day, this is especially true. Make it a point to open windows several times a day if possible. You can also run your ceiling fans to move air around and make sure air vents are unblocked so that your HVAC venting can help move air around as well. Turn on your house fan and open the door to your space if nothing else. And another great addition to use is a high quality air purifier to make sure toxins like mold, plasticizers, pesticides, and phthalates are all minimized in your space. A cluttered office is usually one that leads to a cluttered mind. So it's really important to have a clean desk and a neat workspace. So for me, that means keeping most things off my desk altogether. We use storage baskets and drawers for almost everything, and it's also important that you're able to find whatever it is that you need at a moment's notice. So interrupting work to clean up or look for items definitely breaks the creative workflow process and can be a really frustrating task when you're in the middle of a work project. Finally, most of us have some sort of creativity involved in our work, and we need to foster inspiration somehow. So make sure your decor and components of your office inspire you in whatever way you need. Sometimes it's creative inspiration, and sometimes it's inspiration to make a monetary goal. Either way, you can do this with art and meaningful photographs to adorn your space. Make sure each item you bring into your non-toxic home office is low toxin and healthy, just like we talked about a few weeks ago. So a healthy home office can not only help you be more productive, it can really benefit the health and wellness of your mind and your body. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you were able to find at least one idea and implement it in your own home office or plan for the future. If you found this video helpful, definitely give it a like and be sure to subscribe, because I am here every single week with new tips and ideas on how to create a healthy home that truly supports your health and your wellness.